In my previous video, I talked about the roundtable session the president had with journalists in Mombasa. And apart from the analysis I did, I said that this was a very big sign politically of things to come. Now, I did not tell you what I meant in that particular video, but I will tell you that in this video. Although this video is also a prediction of what we should expect in 2019. You will remember in 2018, I did a similar video. Actually, at the tail end of 2017, and then there's one I did in 2018 that covered virtually most of the predictions. And I told Kenyans what I thought they should expect. So, what did I tell Kenyans? Did it pan out? Ama ilikuwa tu porojo? I will let you answer that question by playing brief clips from that prediction video. This video I made on January 9th, 2018. At the time I made it, the mock swearing in of Raila Odinga had not yet happened. The fight against corruption had not happened. And so much of the other drama that happened in 2018 had not yet come to pass. So I'm playing bits and pieces, excerpts, not the whole thing. But in case you want to take in the entire video, I will put a link in the description area below this video on YouTube, so you can take in the whole video if you want. And then after I play these clips, I will go into the predictions of 2019, and I'll start by telling you about the big sign that the round table Uhuru had with journalists is, what it means, and what it points to happening in Kenya. So let's go back very briefly to January 9th, 2018. All the signs are already there that it's going to be a very bumpy ride economically and financially. I don't think it's a secret that the government of Kenya is bila cash. Okay, that should be known by most people, and therefore they'll need to raise a lot of money very quickly, which will mean that they'll have to borrow from the market. But then the other method they're going to use is also going to touch Kenyans in a big way, and that is taxation. Now, it is reported that the KRA has requested commercial banks to furnish them with people's statements. And these bank statements are supposed to be scrutinized, so that the KRA can clamp down on you. Ujoko ukilipa tax, what do you have 5 million in your account doing? Is this money taxed? And so on and so forth. Of course, if you're a business and you have 5-10 million in your account, that's not a big deal. But you claim to be unemployed, and you have 5 million sitting in your account. Explain. So there's your prediction. There's going to be a lot of tax drama in the year 2018. Lots of it. The truth is, it seems that change in Kenya will not come through the politicians, as the prophecy says very well. It will not come through the political class. Yes. Change will be brought by the economy. Change in Kenyan politics, it seems, will be brought by hungry stomachs. Very interesting stuff. Now, politically, the next move DP William Ruto is going to make is going to leave your mouth wide open. You are not going to believe. And already, the groundwork has been done, as I show very clearly in this recording. There's some groundwork which the DP has been doing for a very long time, and now everything is set. A good political analyst, is not a prophet or somebody who predicts. It's just somebody who analyzes politics. When you focus on predictions, then in my view, it's very easy to lose your direction. Okay? And therefore, this prediction video, I don't produce many, this one of the few, is based on pure, solid analysis. Not witchcraft, not voodoo. Pure political analysis, and of course my experience and gut feeling in politics, with a bit of help from inside information hapa na pale. The long and short of it is that, folks, this is going to be one hell of a popcorn year. Popcorn nyingi. Now I'm told that my prediction success rate is close to 80%, which in my view is very high. Now I know there's some people out there saying 80% only, it should be 100%. Or Kumekucha, you do 95% and then I'll respect you. Now first of all, if you're talking about 100%, folks, I think you're looking for Almighty God, not a human being. Anyway, 80% is pretty high. Yeah, let's be realistic. However, my prediction success rate doesn't matter to me. It is not important, because I'm not a soothsayer or witch doctor, who has to build their reputation on how successful their predictions are. I'm a political analyst, and what I really care about is whether my analysis pans out, on whether or not I've gotten things right politically. That is what I really care about. However, it's just common sense. If I get that right, then the predictions obviously are going to be high. The percentage is going to be high. Anyway, before I go on to the big sign, take note of the following. You can take the 2018 predictions that you've just listened to and copy-paste that onto 2019. And then add a small note down below your copy-paste saying the following. The above happenings will be heightened, escalated, and accelerated. You know, life is not like books of accounts, which can be closed firmly on a certain date. Like a company can say, our financial year ends on 31st December of every year. Life is not like that, because there will be things developing from 2018 which will pour out to 2019. There will be new developments which will start right at the tail end of 2018 that will develop in 2019. For example, in the last day or two, we have started seeing an escalation of tax arrests. Kenyans being arrested for tax evasion. And the high-profile individuals involved are all very closely linked to DP William Ruto. The latest, a few hours ago, is the husband of the senator, Susan Kihika, who is a senator in Nakuru. She's the daughter of the late, very controversial politician, Kihika Kimani. Her husband has been taken into police custody over tax evasion charges. With only a few hours remaining in the year 2018, this story will develop fully in the year 2019. So that's one example. So transfer all the 2018 predictions into 2019. And those ones that did not really get to happen, expect them to happen in 2019. Now on to the big sign. Now the event, the roundtable event with the president and leading journalists, was a planned public relations exercise. Every serious politician has a public relations department. Every president, prime minister has a public relations department. Politics being the perception of the people, perception of the voters, very critical in politics. Public relations has to be involved in politics. So, what was the objective of this round table? In my view, it was to solidify and confirm the president's new image as the people's president. Serving his second and last term, yes, but very concerned for the mwananchi, for the common man in Kenya. A president whose every decision is driven by the will of the people, the desire of the people. A very different president from the presidency we knew before, which was like a partnership of DP William Ruto and President Uhuru, making decisions together. In other words, the whole idea is to isolate and remove DP William Ruto as far away from the president as possible. If this was 2014 or 2015, you would have definitely, without fail, expected the deputy president to be there with the president. Both would have been answering the questions from the journalists, with the deputy president being as prominent as the president, if not slightly more prominent. But this is the tail end of 2018 going into the year 2019. So the president was all alone, very much in control of the affairs of the nation, alone. So, what does this mean going forward? Let us for a minute imagine that this is a corporation and not a nation. The chief executive officer has been appearing for every meeting, with the deputy chief executive officer in tow, very close to him. In most instances, before the chief executive officer says anything, he whispers something. There's a whispering conversation between himself and his deputy, and then he says something. In other instances, the deputy chief executive officer speaks, and the chief executive officer is nodding his head vigorously all the time, in agreement with what his deputy or her deputy is saying. Then all of a sudden, you see only the CEO alone. You know that the deputy chief executive officer has been very influential in decision making, but all of a sudden, you see the boss all alone and is talking alone. And when you ask where his deputy is, you'll be told they've been assigned somewhere. They're busy sorting out an emergency somewhere else, so they could not make it. Now, if you're working in this company, what would you assume? What would you think is happening? Well, those who've worked for corporations for a long time all over the world will tell you that the deputy is about to be fired. At the very worst, at the very best, he is about to be reassigned. That is the kind word used in corporations, reassigned to other duties. Now, if this is an organization based in the West, he is about to be sent for a prolonged period to sort out some messes in Africa. Pushed as far away as possible from the center of major decision making. Folks, in 2019, we have to prepare ourselves for a ruling Jubilee party, with no Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Either completely invisible in decision making, or completely out, outside. No longer the deputy president, no longer next to the president. Now there's something else, and it's extremely sensitive. But first, you need to know, something about how I arrive on some of these, especially the spiritual predictions, prophecies. Now, if you go to the New Testament of the Bible, you will notice that in many instances where people prophesied or made a prophecy, there was a kind of confirmation from another person. Another person, either the same meeting or another meeting, would make a similar prophecy, using different words, but saying the same thing. Now, just in the same way as I handle political information, inside information, you will know that I will never run with it until I receive an independent confirmation, or rather I get the same information from another independent source, especially if it is very crazy, unbelievable information. So without two independent sources, that information may not even make it into this channel. That has been my rule since the beginning of the Kumekucha brand. A rule that I must say has really helped me. It has protected me from making serious mistakes on my credibility. And so I do the same with prophecy. There is a prophecy of a very major event that is expected to unfold in Kenya, linked to our politics, and it has been confirmed by not two, but by three independent sources. Now, in my latest Club 1999 sensitive recording, I go very deeply into this shocking, shocking prophecy. And I believe if it does not come to pass in the last few hours of 2018, it will come to pass in the year 2019. Now on your screens right now, you can see all the information you need to join Club 1999 if you're not already a member. It is very easy to become a member. And when you send that blank email, we don't record or store your email address. So we will never bother you again, with the junk email. Trying to sell you stuff, we don't do that. Never ever. So grab this opportunity to join Club 1999 right away, because I can tell you for free, 2019 is going to be an extremely eventful year. Very eventful. And you don't want to miss the sensitive information that we cannot carry on this channel. Now in closing, something else you should expect in 2019, or in the closing hours of 2018, is a very major, unprecedented natural disaster. The spiritual people are telling us that natural disaster will be judgment of the Almighty God upon the nation of Kenya. Now, this is interesting because in the last few days, scientists, men of science, women of science, are telling us to be on high alert. Indeed, they're telling most of the world to be on high alert. Why? Because there are too many things happening in the ground below us. Earthquakes, shifting of stratospheres, and so on and so forth. Even heightened volcanic activity. And we have already seen a very major tsunami in the Indonesia area. It is like the entire planet Earth is going through some major shaking. So this is one rare instance where science agrees with the spiritual. Although the spiritual are more specific in saying that there will be a major natural disaster in Kenya. And this will be judgment on the nation of Kenya from Almighty God. And there's something else. In the next few hours of 2018 or in 2019, we should expect a major man-made disaster. Now, a major man-made disaster would be something like a terrorist attack or clashes like what we saw in 2007. Oh boy, isn't there any good news about the year 2019? I can hear you asking the question. Actually, there is. And those who take in this channel have a huge advantage, because they have a heads up. Now, the good news about the year 2019 is that it is going to be a year of unprecedented opportunity. Unprecedented opportunity in politics, unprecedented opportunity in business, unprecedented opportunity for your God-given talent to make you shine. Let's start with business. The unprecedented economic hardships we have predicted will produce unprecedented business and economic opportunities. I have said this before. I'm repeating myself in previous videos over the year of 2018. The United States of America produced the highest number of new self-made millionaires during or at the height of the Great Depression. Great Depression was serious economic hardships, never before seen in the United States. Now, when things are very bad, it means they're very serious problems. And in business, problems are opportunities. In fact, even in politics, problems are opportunities. Kenyans have come to the realization that we have a very serious leadership problem, crisis, if you like, in Kenya. In Kenya, people go into public office not to serve the people, but to get rich. or to protect their wealth. And the people of Kenya are now crying out for leadership that is selfless, leadership that will serve the people. So there you are. That's a huge opportunity for new political leaders to rise overnight, very fast, in order to solve this problem for the people of Kenya. Now, if God keeps us, this is a video which will play again at the end of 2019 to see how right or how wrong we were. But for now, Happy New Year. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.